Life has a funny way of pulling the rug out from under us, just when we think we're standing on solid ground. We make plans, we build homes, and we assume the people standing beside us will be there forever. But unexpected turns are the only guarantee we really have, and when the life you knew dissolves, you are left with a choice that can either break you or completely reshape who you are. In the wake of his heartbreaking split with Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos faced that exact precipice. For months, the world watched and whispered, waiting for the fallout. But instead of a public meltdown, Mark made a stunning, life-changing decision that nobody saw coming. It's a move that has silenced the critics and inspired fans. And tonight, we're going to look at the real story behind the headlines. Because this isn't just about a celebrity divorce. It's about the courage it takes to start over when you thought your story was already written. The end of the fairy tale. For nearly 30 years, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos were the anchor for many of us. They were the picture-perfect Hollywood pair, the rare exception to the rule that fame destroys relationships. From their whirlwind Vegas elopement in 1996 to raising 3 beautiful children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, and eventually co-hosting Live, their lives were intertwined in a way that felt permanent. Their chemistry was electric, their banter was hilarious, and their bond seemed unbreakable. That's why the news of their separation didn't just feel like celebrity gossip. For millions of fans, it felt personal. It was a jarring reminder that even the most flawless-looking stories have hidden cracks. We tend to put people on pedestals, forgetting that behind the red carpets and the morning show smiles, they are just human beings trying to navigate the messy, complicated business of love. Insiders suggest that the split wasn't born out of malice, but from the slow erosion that happens to so many couples. The frantic schedules, the pressure of the spotlight, and the shifting dynamics of an empty nest eventually created a distance that couldn't be bridged. When the lights in the house went on, the warmth was missing. And just like that, the fairy tale was over. The silence after the storm. Imagine being tethered to the rhythm, habits, and dreams of another person for half your adult life. Then one morning you wake up and the silence is deafening. For Mark, the immediate aftermath wasn't about anger. It was about an identity crisis. The question that haunted him wasn't just, why did this happen? But rather, if I am not Kelly's husband, then who am I? This is the crossroads of every major breakup. Some people lash out, some people dive into rebound relationships. Mark did something different. He went quiet. There were no late-night talk show confessionals, no messy social media posts, and no attempts to win the breakup narrative. Instead, friends recall seeing him walking through New York City alone late at night, a man trying to outwalk his own grief, wondering if his best days were behind him. But it was in that solitude, in the very silence he initially feared, that he found the clarity he needed. He realized that trying to maintain his old life without his old partner was a recipe for misery. He didn't need a new role. He needed a new life. The shocking pivot, trading fame for purpose. Here is the twist that has everyone talking. Mark Consuelos has effectively stepped away from the acting industry and the glare of the spotlight. But he didn't quit to retire on a beach. He quit to get to work. Reports indicate that Mark has dedicated himself to a cause completely unrelated to entertainment. He has thrown his energy into community development, specifically focusing on revitalizing neighborhoods, backing local small businesses, and mentoring young entrepreneurs. At first glance, it seems like a bizarre pivot. Why would a famous, wealthy television star trade the adoration of millions for the gritty, unglamorous work of community building? The answer lies in the healing process itself. Mark discovered a profound truth that many of us learn the hard way. Fame and box office numbers feed the ego, but service feeds the soul. When you are hurting, the best way to heal is often to help someone else. By stepping out of the celebrity bubble and into the real world, Mark found a sense of agency he had lost. He wasn't playing a hero on screen anymore. He was actually helping real people solve real problems. Witnesses have described him seeing him in community centers, dressed down in jeans and a t-shirt, offering the kind of hard-won business wisdom you can't learn in a textbook. He looks lighter. The heavy burden of public expectation seems to have lifted, replaced by the genuine satisfaction of making a tangible difference. The secret manuscript. But there is another layer to this reinvention that has fans buzzing. During those long months of isolation, Mark returned to a passion he had buried years ago. He started journaling as a way to process the pain of the divorce. But as the pages filled up, those entries evolved into something much more significant. Insiders say he has penned a manuscript, not a scandalous tell-all designed to settle scores, but a searingly honest memoir about resilience, midlife identity, and the art of picking yourself up when the world feels like it's ended. It's a guide for the broken-hearted. If published, it promises to strip away the veneer of the perfect husband to reveal the complex, vulnerable man beneath. It tackles the terrifying question many men face in their 50s. Is this it? And it answers with a resounding no. The family unit remains. Naturally, everyone has asked about the children. Divorce can shatter a family, but by all accounts, the Consuelos Ripa clan is handling this with grace. Sources close to the family say that Michael, Lola, and Joaquin have been the bridge during this transition. Because Mark has stepped back from the grind of Hollywood, he is reportedly more present than ever. He isn't checking his watch or worrying about a script. He is fully there for his kids. Kelly, for her part, has been supportive of Mark's need to step away. Despite the end of the marriage, the mutual respect remains. She understands that for Mark to be the father their children need, he had to go on this journey of self-discovery. Why this matters to you? Why does Mark's story resonate so deeply with us? It's not because he's famous, it's because his struggle is universal. We have all faced that moment where the road runs out. Maybe it was a divorce, a layoff, or a loss that brought you to your knees. We have all looked in the mirror and wondered if we had the strength to start over. Mark Consuelos is proving that you don't have to cling to the past just because it's comfortable. He is redefining what a second act looks like. He showed us that walking away isn't always an act of quitting. Sometimes it is the only way to move forward. The headlines might say he lost a marriage, but the reality is that he reclaimed his life. And if he can do it after 30 years in the public eye, under the scrutiny of millions, then you can do it too. Unexpected turns will happen. The heartbreak will come. But as Mark's journey shows us, the end of one story is nothing more than the first page of the next. The choice to reinvent yourself is always yours to make.